Good morning, Asean. Freshen up your world, your thought, and your idea with us every weekday from 7:30 to 8 a.m. I'm Patsurang Desha Putharangsi.
And I'm Weena Jongprasit. It's Tuesday, the 11th of June. What do we have as our top story, Kun Patsurang?
Yes, it's about Vietnam as their lawmakers cast a historic confidence vote yesterday to decide the fate of the Prime Minister and senior leaders after stumbles that last year prompted the Premier to make a public apology to the communist nation. Prime Minister Nguyen Thanh Dung, the country's Prime Minister, and 45 other senior officials were scrutinized as the 499-member National Assembly cast secret ballots on their level of confidence in leaders for the first time. The results of the votes, a bid to bring greater accountability to the government, will be announced today. Vietnam's ruling Communist Party faces growing dissent for not reining in corruption as the economy last year grew at the slowest pace in 13 years. Earlier this year, a group including former government officials distributed an alternative draft constitution calling for political competition. Well, according to Eddie Maleski, associate professor of political economy at Duke University, who has been studying Vietnam and its politics for 15 years, there will be a group of non-party members and independent party members who vote against him, but he doesn't see him losing. So Vietnam targets 5.5% economic growth this year. That would be, however, its first period of 3 straight years of growth below 6% since 1988. So according to International Monetary Fund data, the government is trying to fix a banking sector weighed down with bad debt, which the central bank estimated at 7.8% of outstanding loans at the end of last year, and forced state-owned companies to become more efficient. So according to a data tracked by Bloomberg, the benchmark VN index dropped 0.7% yesterday in Ho Chi Minh City. So the gauge has surged 28% this year, at least 10 percentage points more than any other Southeast Asian benchmark gauge.
From Vietnam, we move to politics in Cambodia as the country has accused the foreign governments of interfering in its internal politics after the United States voiced concerns over the expulsion of opposition lawmakers from parliament before elections next month. All 28 members of parliament from the only 2 opposition parties were last week stripped of their salaries and status as lawmakers by a committee made up of ruling party members. The opposition lawmakers were accused of violating parliament's internal rules by leaving their parties to create a new political force to challenge Prime Minister Hun Sen's nearly 3 decades in power in July 28 elections. The United States, in a statement also released by the U.S. Embassy in Phnom Penh, said Saturday that it was deeply concerned by the move, which starkly contradicts the spirit of a healthy democratic process. Foreign Minister Hornam Hong expressed his disappointment during a meeting with Australia's ambassador Monday, with recent comments by some foreign diplomats about the polls, according to the ministry spokesman Khoi Quang. He said Hornam Hong considered the remarks acts of interference in Cambodia's internal affairs by foreign embassies. Officials at the parliament, which is in recess before the polls, defended the decision to strip the opposition MPs of their status, saying the move was in accordance with internal rules. Lawmaker Xiang Von, chairman of Parliament's Foreign Affairs Commission, criticized the U.S. comments as unacceptable. Hun Sen has led the country since 1985, and his government is regularly accused of suppressing political freedoms and mistreating activists. His main opponent, Sam Rainsy, is barred from running in next month's election due to convictions which he contends are politically motivated.
Still in Cambodia, as ministers from Thailand and Cambodia will today explore the possibilities of establishing a special economic development zone along the border to enhance economic development and connectivity between the 2 nations and the region. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Surapong Pornvichakchaikul will lead a Thai delegation, including ministers and senior officials from defense, Commerce, Finance, Transportation, Energy, Interior, and Industry ministries to the meeting with their Cambodian counterparts. The ministries will be discussing 11 areas of cooperation during the one-day meeting in Phnom Penh. Agenda items include a plan to set up a special economic zone on the border between Sa Kaeo and Bantai Manchay provinces and Trat in Kok Kong provinces, as well as the development of transport connectivity by road and railway. Also to be discussed is the proposal by Cambodia to open more border checkpoints of entry and develop the necessary infrastructure for such new checkpoints. Ministers of the two countries will also look at schemes for energy cooperation to enhance power trade and transmission between the two countries. They'll also discuss human resource development, public health cooperation, job opportunities, and income creation for the Cambodian people. Community development and cooperation in labor and tourism are also on the agenda.
The Asian Development Bank is ready to fund a highway project that will connect India's northeast to Myanmar. Well, the proposed network is in line with India's Look East policy and part of a strategic move to curtail China's dominance over Southeast Asian nations. The highway project assumes significance as Commerce Minister Anand Sharma has set a bilateral trade target of $3 billion by 2015. Total trade last year between India and Myanmar stood at $1.87 billion. The Road Ministry is expected to soon launch a bus service from Moray in Manipur to Mandalay in Myanmar, and the center is developing an integrated checkpoint in Moray that will ease the movement of goods and services across the borders of the two countries. The two nations have also expressed interest in expanding business ties in sectors like oil and gas and textiles in Myanmar. The Ministry of External Affairs is also keen to assist Myanmar with human resources to build the side of the road connectivity project, said people familiar with the situation. Experts say this project is important for India as well as countries like Japan that are seeking to check China's ascendancy in the lesser developed Southeast Asian countries. China is also all over the place in Southeast Asia. One of the things we don't often realize is the number of these countries do not have confidence in China and are looking to India in the hope it will play a significant role, said Biswajit Dar, Director General, Research and Information System for Developing Countries. India has offered to help Myanmar upgrade its 160-kilometer Tamu-Kalewa-Kalamyo road, build the Kaladan multi-modal transport project that involves setting up roads and inland waters from Sitwe port in Myanmar to Mizoram, and some segments of a 1,360-kilometer trilateral highway project connecting Moray to Masot, Thailand through Myanmar.
Of course, the story that Ms. Veena has just mentioned concerns also the Myanmar Tourism Master Plan between 2013 until 2020. So Good Morning ASEAN, on behalf of the program, and also Ms. Honorita Misang, is very honored to interview Mr. Htay Aung, the Myanmar Minister of Hotels and Tourism, in Myanmar Focus Daily.
Tourism is one of the key sectors that could drive Myanmar growth. The goal of this master plan is to maximize tourism's contribution to national employment and income generation, while ensuring the social and economic benefits of tourism are distributed equitably.
The focus is going to be a very well-known destination in the world. This is the main focus. And also the mission, our mission is we intend to use tourism to make Myanmar a better destination for the people to live in. In terms of when the tourism is developed, we all can get such kind of the opportunities from it. Then another way is, and then on the other side, when you're looking to the visitors, we want them to stay enjoyable, and also they have to respect the country. So this is the mission that we are doing.
Key objectives of the plan are divided into 6 categories, namely strengthen the institutional environment, build human resource capacity and promote service quality, strengthen safeguards and procedures for destination planning and management, develop quality products and services, improve connectivity and tourism infrastructure, and build the image, position, and brand of tourism of Myanmar. The master plan has set a high target of 3.01 million international visitors in 2015 and 7.48 million in 2020. Tourism receipts are projected to increase from a baseline of $534 million in 2012 to $10.18 billion in 2020, with the corresponding number of tourism-related jobs rising from almost 300,000 to 1.49 million. However, the minister pointed out that there could be some uncontrollable factors that could bring down tourism growth, such as climate change, security concern, and communicable disease. To ensure that this growth is managed responsibly for the benefits of all of Myanmar's people, the master plan includes 38 projects with an indicative cost of almost $500 million. 21 of these projects with an indicative cost of over $200 million are critical to the successful implementation of the master plan. The master plan, which is funded by the government of Norway, recommends building tourism-related human resources by strengthening the tourism education and training system, and identifies $44.5 million in new opportunities and partnerships aimed at training tourism workers. According to the Asian Development Bank, projects focus on expanding international air arrivals in Mandalay and Naypyidaw, undertaking improvements to the Bugan River Pier to support more cruises, and building feeder roads in destinations like Ngapali Beach and Inle Lake. Myanmar's 1993 tourism law will be reviewed and updated to streamline licensing formalities for hotels, restaurants, tour operators, and tour guides, as well as to amend sections governing regulations around the gaming subsector, labor, and establishment of outbound tour operations for Myanmar citizens. The master plan suggests establishing a tourism executive coordination board chaired at the vice president level to draw the various tourism-related ministries, agencies, and federations together under a single umbrella. The plan also outlines the needs for new tourist police divisions to be set up not only to safeguard tourists, but to prevent child trafficking and sex tourism. It suggests new tourism initiatives be introduced to ethnic communities using pilot community-based tourism projects that ensure local people are prepared to handle an influx of visitors and maintain control over tourism in their communities.
You see, by nature, tourism has a ripple effect. If the people come, they will spend the money. The more they stay, the more you get the income, which is the hard currency, meaning it can support the development of the community, and also it can support what we call the living standard of the people. So wherever you do, tourism can give a lot of impacts on the development of the community. Say today, the popular words is poverty alleviation. Mm-hmm. Tourism can do a lot of things, but you should aware of the carrying capacity. You should aware of the culture and nature.
Audrey Tami Sang for Myanmar Focus Daily.
After the break, Malaysia's AirAsia plans to cut ties with Japan's ANA. Asia's largest budget carrier, AirAsia, is planning to pull out from its partnership with Japan's All Nippon Airways because of slumping business, a report said on Monday. The Malaysia-based AirAsia has decided to withdraw from AirAsia Japan, a company it jointly formed with ANA to begin low-cost carrier operations out of Tokyo's Narita International Airport in August 2012, the Nikkei Business Daily said. AirAsia CEO Tony Fernandez reached a basic accord on the dissolution after decisions with senior officials of ANA Holdings, which owns ANA, the newspaper said. Under their accord, the Japanese airline plans to buy the 49% stake held by its Malaysian counterpart and turn the joint venture into a 100% subsidiary. AirAsia aims to establish a new budget airline operator in partnership with another Japanese company. The airline's Japan service is likely to continue under the Peach Aviation brand when AirAsia Japan's service finishes at the end of October, it said. Peach Aviation is an ANA Group budget carrier based at Kansai International Airport in western Japan.
So well within today, Coordinator Shaman Saklamia will
Yes.
take us to introduce the homeopathy. So
what's
what
that?
it is? Yeah, homeopathy is a way to treat patients with herbs that can cause the same effect as the condition of the patients, aiming to boost the immune system by the patients themselves to, of course, fight back the virus intruders.
Yes.
Let's see this well within.
Welcome to Well Within, a program that will update everything you need to know about health from top to toes and from the inside through the outside. For today's programs, I would like to introduce you homeopathy, which is another kind of medical treatment widely practiced in Europe for over 1,000 years ago. And during the 18th century, it has been developed to be more effective by a German chemist.
Homeopathy is a way to treat patients with herbs that can cause the same effect as the condition of the patients, aiming to boost the immune system of the patients to fight back with other virus intruders.
Homeopathy is another alternative medicine which has been very widespread. Nowadays, in the world, is ranked as the third most popular alternative medicine all over the world. Homeopathy has been founded by Dr. Hahnemann in Germany 200 years ago at the time of Napoleon War. And at that moment, he would like people to can get the medical treatment with a very low cost. So at first he tried himself. He take quinine, cinchona, a kind of herbs, which we use it for treatment of malaria. And then he get killed. At that moment, he got an idea that when people get malaria, he should kill because of the defense mechanism to cope with malaria. But his body strength is not enough. So if someone take cinchona or quinine, then he can kill more and can cope with malaria. So this comes to the words that like cure like. Any herbs that cause the same symptom like that disease can heal the disease. So this comes to the Latin word of homeopathy. Homeo means the same. Pathy or pathology, the disease.
The main belief of homeopathy is the less the better, which is different than modern medical treatment. This means that the used medicine given to patients will be diluted until sometimes there are no traces of substance left. By doing this, it is believed that the diluted medicine is the strongest medicine to cure the condition.
Homeopathy has three kinds of herbs or remedy. It made from plant, made from animal, or made from mineral. But this kind of remedy, the substance for treatment, it has been diluted for millions times until it has no side effect. And then anybody who would like to do homeopathy should be done by the homeopathist or homeopathic doctor. At first, we should interview for at least maybe half an hour or 1 hour, so that the doctor can getting to know which kind of herbs that can suitable with the energy of the patient.
But do you use Thai herbs only?
Not Thai herbs. Homeopathy should have a specific kind of herbs. It has nowadays 3,000 kinds of remedy. For the treatment of homeopathy, we can divide the disease into two kinds. One is the acute problem, and the other one is the chronic problem. Acute problem is very easy to do, like when you catch cold, you get diarrhea, you get bee sting, or even snake bite, or even any accident, you can get homeopathy for the acute treatment. But the other one is the chronic treatment for like allergy, sleeplessness, chronic bowel syndrome, or panic problem, or any other mental problem like chronic depression or something like this.
After the checkup, the doctor will prescribe one kind of remedy to treat the patients, and that's after that, the patients need to go back to see the doctor a few times, and the approximate time that the patients will receive is around 1 month. And that's all the time we have for today. Stay tuned with us again in Well Within next week. Bye-bye.
That's it for today's edition of Good Morning ASEAN. We'll see you again, same time, same place, same channel.
Catch us again 7:30 to 8 a.m. on กรุงเทพธุรกิจทีวี I'm Veena Jongprasit.
And I'm Patsurang Desha Puttaransi. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ